All right. Okay, so I'm super pumped. I got accepted as a project on a network, and I am so close to getting a watch window. So let's see if we can seal the deal on the watch window. Okay, so the issue is now that we need to um, sort of like switch to like a tree type of structure to store the children or the watched expressions, because right now it's just like a single object. It's a list. It just maintains one value, but if we want to be able to like expand it or do something like that, we need to do a more of a recursive type of operation. So let's get that going. So I think what we want to do is well, let's start with the GUI and work our way back to the back end. The usage code first, right? So if we go to here, let's go to the watch window. Render watches. Here we are. We already have a sort of like a recursive type of thing here that's sort of like in the works, right? So the get expression child thing we don't have. Here's something I gotta think of. Like oh, hey Miblo, thanks for watching the stream. I'm super pumped, by the way. Thanks for, helping me get verified. And by helping me, I mean just, by being part of the team and all that. So, it's good to be a real project. I'm super pumped. All right, gotta focus on code. All right. All right, so I've got this idea of a child index. All right. By voting, right? Yeah. Well, and you've also, Biblo, you've been a tester from like the second week of me doing Humbug. So, I appreciate that as well. You don't know which way I voted, though. Oh, man. There's only 4 of you. So, like, there's no one to break a tie. How do you settle ties? I don't know. All right. So I've got this idea of a child index. And right now I'm trying to figure out if an integer is the right thing to do. Because we haven't hit that case yet. That's good. I'm trying to figure out if an integer is enough. Because like, an integer makes a lot of sense for an array, because you just have, like, you know, the first, the second, the third element of the array. But, like, what about, like, a struct or something that has, it's like A, B, C, or, you know, you're going to have, like, different members listed off. I still think, though, that, like, as far as the GUI is concerned, it still wants to think of them in terms of an index, because like the GUI doesn't really know like what things are named. It's just gonna want to like list out items on the page, and so the GUI is more concerned about like how many items can fit on a page, how many items can fit on the screen rather. And not so much like what thing. I mean, obviously it needs to know what the name of something is because it needs to display that to the user. But it's not going to like store that and recall it. So, I think that's the right thing to do. So let's move forward with that. Does get expression child, is that a thing? No, I never implemented that. Okay, so that's going to be the first thing that we need. We're going to have to implement that. So let's go here. Let's see, get expression child. And what? We want a, I'm guessing that'll take this watched expression and then an index. So let's do like a U16 or U32. Child index. All right. We got this guy. Let's go ahead and add it to the X list. And now we need to implement that. So what do I call it? Yeah, get expression child. All right, so really this needs to be, yeah, okay, so this is directly related to evaluate expression. Okay. All right, so what do we got? So this will probably, well, for now, okay, so this is, we're just doing like the dumbest thing right now. And then later we'll figure out like, I mean, I'm just going to do a linked list, and it's just going to do a search forward through the linked list, and it's going to be super inefficient. But, like, you know, I'm just doing simple things for the data structures right now, and we'll do more complicated stuff later, depending on what we actually need. Um, so I have an L get in my linked list library. I have a get nth item, I think. Yeah, L get nth. Okay, so right now this is in like the older way that I did it. So I think I'm actually going to convert that. Well, whatever, it doesn't matter. This works now. I'll change it over if I need to debug it. So I'll get nth. And that takes the list and the index. So we'll do watched expression, and you know what? I don't like that's going to be confusing. So we're going to just say that this is going to be the parent. Expression, and then parent expression, and then child index. And so so I guess right now we can just always assume that it has gotten, that this will be populated. Yeah, so right now we'll just assume that everything's always populated all the time. And then we will try to move forward into, like, I'll do a selective load of these. Yeah, I just want to get the general structure of things down first. So right now this is pretty basic. Okay. So no. Watched expression children. Children. Nice. Okay. All right, so guess then I need to set it up so that when we do var create, our internal var create, we go ahead and var list children. Okay, so when we did, yeah, so all we had to do to enable children of children was basically just to do another var list children on the child. So this internal var create it just knows about how to do root expressions. So I guess probably the first thing that we need to do is go into the parser. Humbug coding. And then, so what's the hang up right here? It's, well, okay, so it does it in var update and it also does it in children. Okay, so we need to do a thing here where so why are we doing this? It's because we're doing scanf on it. Is that even something that we would like to do? So we know that I would assume that these expression. Why are we doing this? I don't know what my code does. I don't know why I'm doing things all the time. I think the reason why I did a scanf here is because I just wanted to do something simple. But this is not the most efficient way to do this. All right. So there's a big difference between var list children and var update, right? Because with var list children, we know that these are going to be like the order that they come into this list will be able to give us a meaningful index into like where it is. So you know what? We can't even do get nth item because if it's gonna be sparse, then we just have to have an idea of like, yeah, so that's not going to work. So let's do an L for each. So watched expression star result equals null. L for each. You know, child, parent expression, children. child ID. Do like child ID equals 1. Alright, so like if, or equals child index. If that is true, then we will set results equal to child. We will break. And we will return results. Okay, so that way we don't have to make any assumptions as to the order of the elements, the order and population of the elements in the linked list. Again, we should probably do a map, a hash map or something for this, but we'll figure that out later. I just want to get watch window working. Okay, so here, so let's skip var update for now. Let's go to here, var list children, because we've essentially ignored it. And I think that we need the watches to exist in main memory. Because they need to be around forever, all the time. And let's do a let's see here. I believe I have a function that's like alloc or where's pop Z or alloc. There we go. Messaging in RC, gotta give props. Okay. Man, so many notifications. All right. Gotta focus on code. All right, so so here we're in main memory. We're using main memory, so we need to do L pop Z or alloc. Okay, and then we're just gonna grab that from my context. Watched expressions L-free. Okay. Actually, we want to do that here. What, for every child, right? Expect children here. Literal. Whoa. Right here. So literal. Popsy or alloc. Cannot type. And so that would be that. Okay, so maybe we should be like a little bit more explicit about where this memory is coming from. Because so the actual structure is going to come from main memory, but the values is going to come from stop memory. I believe that's how it's going to work. And so every time we stop, we're going to have to go through and clean out those char pointers. Because they will be invalid. What am I doing for stop for values now? Var update value read no, so the type is read escape string, and the hold on, I am trying to code and pour more soda at the same time. Maybe not a good combination. Okay, so what do we got? Actually, that's not... Oh, I'm just putting the strings in the heap for everything. And then I'm freeing them. Is that what we want to do? I don't think that's what I want to do. No, that is what we want to do. The value, we can't use stop memory for anything, because if the value stays the same between stops, we'll never get an update for it. So that's what we need to do. We need permanent storage for the strings, or semi-permanent storage, random storage for the strings, not tied to stop. Miblo. Oh, kind of related to this, I think. If you pass a struct to a function, does the whole struct get put into main memory? Whereas if you pass the struct by address, does the size of the pointer get put into memory slash onto the stack. Are you talking about like in general terms or like what I'm doing right now? Main memory, I just want to be clear right now, is that main memory right now, like when I refer to main memory, I'm talking about a specific memory arena type structure that Humbug has. And Humbug has two memory arena type structures, and one of them is main memory and one of them is stop memory. The So that's what I'm talking about when I say main memory. But if you if you pass a struct by value, it's just going to put it on the stack. Yeah, function calls, everything that's on a function call is on the stack. Even if it's in a pointer. The pointer itself is on the stack. Well, okay, that's not exactly true. It could be in a register, but it's not like on the heap or something. Like, the only way that things get put on the heap is like if you call malloc or like new or stirdup or something like that, like which all end up calling malloc. And if we want to be like really like Linux specific, like malloc ends up calling mmap. And so like mmap is the only way to like, get actual more memory from the operating system. I don't know if that answers your question or not. So, yeah, I do believe that you almost never want to pass a struct by value, I think. Unless it's like really small. Or, well, I mean, I suppose there are, reasons why you would want to do that. But most of the time, what you're doing is you're passing a pointer to a struct. And that struct may already exist on the stack or whatever, but... Okay. So, I had to figure out where I'm going to put all the memory for this stuff. And I think I figured it out. So, we're going to use main memory for the actual structures. No problem. Feel free to ask any question you would like to ask. It doesn't even really have to be related to code. Well, I mean, yeah, it should be. I think that might have been a mistake. We'll find out. Code. Okay, so yes, we need to store this somewhere. So auto new child. Okay. And also, let's do like a literal U32 child index equals 0. And we will do literal new child child ID Okay, this is gonna bother me. Child index equals child index plus plus. All right. And I'll do next to avoid confusion later. Thank you for following NP3W or NPU. I'm going to assume it's NPU. Pew. All right. Man, I cannot type. That's what happens when your project gets accepted on Handmade Network. You're so nervous you can't type. All right, new child. Child the next child. Okay, good deal. All right, so what is this? This escape string here is the name. So do I want to try to do something fancy? No, I should not try to do something fancy. So we are going to do, we have to do read string heap. Heap. And let's do new child name. Equals read string heap. All right, expression. God, what's the difference between the name and the expression? Oh. All right, let's consult the documentation. Docs. Fatherless children. The name of the variable object created for this child. Exp is going to be the expression to be shown to the user by the front end to designate this child. For example, for a dynamic variable, okay. So, okay, we need them both. So we're going to change that to a read string heap. And that's going to be new child, and we're going to call it front end or user name, user friendly expression. All right. And if we go to the GUI and we go to how we're using it, so watch, under watches, we are just using the expression expression cached value as string. So let's do what are we doing here? So we do var update, name is put into what? We are not storing the name at all. We're only storing the ID. You know what? That's all we need to store as well. Well, okay, sorry, never mind. My brain switched tracks. Sorry. This ID here, we're just going to reuse the ID field because it's going to have a different meaning if it's not a root object. Yeah. Okay, so that's kind of nice. We get to reuse that field. All right, so expression var list. Oh, humbug. We.id, okay. Expression text. Okay, so let's do expression text. And for evaluate expression, we are going to do we are going to say that the user-friendly expression is the expression text. All right, and so that means the front end basically can just treat them all as the same. All it has to do is use the user-friendly expression. Okay, and so there we've got that. Okay, and then we've got that guy. All right. Num child. So I believe that we have a num children type of structure. Child count. Okay, so oh crap. This can't work this way. Yeah. Just realized there's something wrong with the way I'm doing it. So, well, actually, no. We're fine. This line needs to change, though. And instead of, like, thinking of it as, like, a new child, see, the thing is, we need to do a search and see if this item already exists. So, and also, we need to pass it, like, new child index. Yeah, next child index. Yeah, that's going to get passed in to us. That's what's going to happen. And then we are going to because only the caller will know where we started in case we didn't start at 0. And let's see here. All right, so now we need to do a search. So literal watched expression star child equals null. And we also need the parent expression. So let's do that here. Watched expression star parent and then we need to do literal L for each. You know, I should just come up with a macro that does searches through lists. Because I do that a lot. L for each I parent children literal. All right. Then so if I is equal to, or ID is equal to and we need to cache U32 to our next child index is equal to next child index plus plus. Okay. And so if it is next child index then we need to we need to break. But before we break, we need to set child to I. All right, so and then here the logic becomes if not child child is now equal to that. All right, if it doesn't exist, grab it from the free list. If there's nothing in the free list, then we'll do an alloc. All right. What is tooth and tail? We really should not have IRC up on programming. This is a mistake. I'll look at it later. All right, so now we are handling the sparse case. So distracted, yes. Man, I'm gonna make Miblo an op. How do I do that? Mod user. Nice. All right. I'm like so distracted with everything. Even code. I've gotten distracted by my own code. It's like, oh man, I should do this. No, I should do that. Okay. Oh no. Okay. Okay, so now we're doing all the work of figuring out if we already have a child for that index, and if we do, then we're just going to update values for that. And okay, so now we have the issue of needing to track memory usage because we are grabbing stuff from the heap, because I haven't figured out a better way to do this. So I think I have a macro for that. Free if, right? No. Free if. Yeah, inline void. Free if takes pointer. Okay, got it. All right, so free if expression text. Man, I kind of wish that took a reference. Whatever. Okay. So now we gotta do that for all our strings. Every time we do a read string heap in this context. That is fine, whatever. All right, so numchild's, what do we call that? Number, child count, child count. So child count. And the value, we're going to have to do that with the value. So what am I doing with values here? I'm just freeing it. Okay. I need to come up with a better way to handle strings. Don't know which way, what to do. So, child, cast value of string. And this is going to be a read string heap now. And then type, we're going to do cached, what is it, cached type? Yeah, cached type. Type oh shoot, there we go, all's well. Thread ID. We don't have that. So why are we getting a thread ID? I don't understand. We're gonna still ignore the thread ID. And like, cause the thread ID is gonna be the same for all the parent and the child are gonna have the same thread ID, right? That's a lie. That's totally a lie. Because this value is not associated with a particular thread. This is a floating variable. This is like I thought it was. I don't know. I hate to say it, but occasionally the GDB documentation is a lie. Or if it's not a lie, then it's telling the truth in such a way that I don't understand it to be true. Which I'm just going to say is a lie. I don't know. Maybe it'll come. Maybe it'll be relevant in the future. We'll find out. Okay, so now we are parsing varless children, and we are doing something meaningful with it. So now we need to do something here in var update. Okay. So I think I just figured out something. We are going to have to walk through. All right, so we're going to have to take this name buffer and figure out, like, we're going to have to, like, take a value. Like, we're going to get names like HB1, or we're going to get names like HB1 dot, whatever, dot whatever, dot whatever. All right. So when we get a var update, it's going to have to scan for that name. So it's got to do some pretty complex parsing. And so right now, we're either storing this number here and then storing it as the ID field, or we're storing this whole text and we're storing it as the expression field. So how do we want to handle that? So we could copy this to stop memory, for temporary purposes. And then all right, let's just do, I keep trying to overcomplicate things. All right, so we're going to do, where's our memory? Memory is stop. We already have memory set to stop memory. So then we're just going to do a read escape string. Actually, we don't, this is like the one case where we don't have to do a read escape string, I believe. Yeah, we just need to do a read string. And we need to do a we're just going to do a read string and the delimiter. So yeah. And is that using the memory? Yes, that is using memory. So we'll do read temp name equals read string and we will read until we get to single quotes. And then here we need to do like we're going to move this logic up to here. So like right here we're going to do like literal watched expression WE watched expression star WE equals null. All right, and then we are going to right here read the name, and then we are going to do literal assert we, and then we are going to do so at this point in time we need to figure out if watched expression has a period in it. Because if it has a period in it, then it's a child. If it does not have a period in it, then it is a root expression. So we'll do if stir stir hold on, I forget how stir stir works. Actually, I think we want to do stir char. Man stir stir. Stircher. Yeah. Pointer to the first occurrence. What is RR char? Last occurrence. Yeah, I don't care. Stircher. Tip name. And then, so if temp name dot, and this returns null if it's not found, right? Or null, right, got it. Okay. So we've got that condition, and then we also have the else case. All right, so if it is the else case, then it's going to be handled like usual here. Where we do a literal for each here. And it will always exist, right, in this case. So we don't have to worry, we don't have to track its existence, because we create it from the outset. From the beginning, I should say. And so if that is the case, oh, if that is the case, then we would like to break. Whoa. And we would also like to set oh, okay. We still haven't done the work of getting the ID yet. Okay, that's fine. All right, but I'm assuming we already got the ID here, and in this case, we would like to set WE to E, and then we're gonna break. Okay, so we still have to get the ID. So the ID, for lack of imagination, we're just gonna do the scanf thing that we were doing before. That I was like, I don't know why we're doing that, but you know what? It worked. So there, and then here, and then let's get rid of that. Okay, to do. This isn't actually an error if we are if we want to play very nice with other front end elements. Wobbly Bob is asking a question. He says, do you have a YouTube channel that mirrors your streams? I do not have a YouTube channel that mirrors my streams. I just have the Twitch archive. Wobbly Bob, do you think that I should have a YouTube stream? I'm not opposed to having it. It's just, I never really thought that, people would be that into it. So if I could do that, if that is something that people want. If nobody wants it, then I don't want to do it because it seems like that sounds like work. And I already have a lot of work that I do. So, but if people want it, I'm happy to do it. I didn't mean to say that I wouldn't do it because it's work. I was just saying there's no point in doing the work if it's only going to benefit a couple of people or something. So, or, yeah, Twitch archive is fine. Cool. It's 2 a.m. there. Wow, where are you, Wobbly Bob? I don't even know time zones. That would be like... So, 7:20 for me. 7, 8, 9, 10. Greece. Nice. So the Twitch archive only stays up for like a couple months, I think, or I don't know. It stops at some point. And I do have I do believe that I'm recording. Like sometimes I forget to record. Yeah, I am recording, and sometimes I forget to record. So I guess I've lost a couple of streams, but I do have a copy of most of them, so I could upload them if people want. I was just wondering if that is the case. So, okay, so we've got the ID, we're searching, and we're getting, and so we should do an assert here. And we should assert that we did actually set the ID. So, yeah. In fact, we're going to do that here. Okay. Okay, so I believe that is correct. Now we need to handle the case if we are a child. Well, thanks for saying it's interesting. Oh, I should update the Twitch. I should update the Twitch. I'm an actual project now on Handmade Network. So if you want to follow, that's what I'm going to do right now. Man, I can't believe that's not the first thing I did. It's too oh, you stopped doing it after it. Twitch. Okay, well, I guess I'll do that. How do I? God, so I have to go to like a different page to edit what comes on my page. Okay, so if I go to Twitch, if I go to the actual broadcast page and I go to edit, oh man, there's like 6 people watching. That's awesome. And I'm hearing myself. This is bad. I don't like the way I sound. All right. Okay, so if I go to info. Okay, so I should go to edit. No, that's wrong. Edit panels. Okay. And then I go to thanks for watching, Wobbly Bob. Anyway, thanks for following Wobbly Bob and Spice Nun. Okay, so you know what? I think I'm actually going to get rid of all of the information on the Twitch page and just have it go straight to Handmade Network. I think that's the thing to do. And I need to I'm just going to save a copy of this. Notes to the mysteries of Insobot. Okay, so if so I think the main page now should have a link to Handmade Network. But it's not an actual link. And I'm hearing myself again. That's bad. All right, so supports Markdown. Okay. Link. Okay. So I have to put it in a thing to make it work. Okay. So so I do main, so project information, can be found at Handmade Network. And I will even capitalize Handmade in Network. Because I'm feeling extra I don't know, what is it called? I was going to say punctual. But it's got nothing to do with punctuation. and that's not what punctual means. Alright, I think our page is looking good now. Let me refresh. Dude, it's not even loading now. Nice. Man, it's so small. That's whatever. I'm gonna roll with it. This is a coding channel, not a Twitch customization channel. Okay. All right. So, capitalization is punctuation. Really? Well, there you go. I was feeling extra punctual. If anybody calls me on it or says that I'm making shit up, I'm just going to say that Miblo said so. Miblo said it was right. And so I'll stand by that. Still not punctual though. Whatever. All right, so now instead of searching by the ID, now we are searching by the expression text. So, oh, and we need to do, this needs a type. There we go. Okay, so if stir comp equals 0, and what are we doing? Temp name and expression text. All right, so there we go. That'll get us the right thing there. All right, so, and now, we don't need any of this code because we're doing it up there now. And we don't need that or the related closing ID. So E, yeah, we don't need to do that because that was part of the search. And that just leaves us with this stuff. And we're no longer WE anymore. We are, or no, we're no longer E anymore. We're WE. You know what? Well, whatever. I was going to say I'll just leave it as is, but, you know, whatever. Like, to leave it as is, I would just make a new variable called E and set it to WE. Okay. So, what do we have left to do? So we're listing the children, we're creating the entries, and we're also handling var update for the children, and stretch time. I don't want to compile it because I don't want to have to deal with compile errors right away. I want to figure out if there's any other algorithmic structural things I need to change. I don't know. Let's compile. No member named children. Okay, that'll be the first thing we do. So we go to humbug, and we go to children. Or we go to watch expressions, and we are going to have a new entry in this thing called watched expression star children. Okay. Use of undeclared identifier free if. All right. There it is. Oh, it's because I'm down here instead of up there. So, yeah, I'll just put this up here for like lack of a better place to do it. All right, so read string heap right. Oh, so it wants a delimiter. Delimitate. Is that the word delimiter? Delimitation character. Oh, you like it? That's awesome. Has Niblo seal of nice. I'm just kidding. Delimiter. There's no N in it. Okay, that's awesome. Delimiter. Where was I that it wanted that? Right here. So I'm assuming that it just wants a char, so I believe that we just want to wait for a quote here. Okay, so if okay, yeah, we're only handling child cases here. So that is correct, I believe. Free if user-friendly expression. Okay. Yes, that is a new concept that we need to add. All right. Expected expression. That's okay, so let's go ahead and add all of these. That should fix those. No matching function call to generated routine fatherless children. That is correct. So what do we do to make this work? We need this needs a WE. And this also needs a range start is what this is going to be. Right. So it's no longer child ID, it's just ID. Result. Right. So get expression child, and that needs to be, let's go return a watched expression. Right. There. What is its problem? Undeclared identifier, watched expression. What is it called? Oh, HB item. Expected for, have to. Okay, what are the arguments to that? GUI item, HB item. Okay, so do I actually need the GUI item anymore? Actually, I think we do need the GUI item. I mean, technically we don't need the GUI item right now because we're not using it in this function, and I can just replace this with user-friendly expression now. But we are still theoretically going to need some sort of item from the GUI storage because we need to know if this has been expanded or not. And right now, we are just hard coding it to expanded. So, yeah, we're not fully supporting sparse loading right now. It's just like all the loading right now. Okay. But anyway, so for lack of something better to put, we're just going to we're just going to forward on the GUI item. And what else we got? Button count. Right. Okay. Holy shit. We compiled. Alright. We compiled. Now let's crash. Well, we're not crashing yet. Load. Run. Start. Step. Here, finish. Next. Okay, so Okay, let's try to put in a watch variable. Some int array. Some int array. And we crash. Awesome. Okay. What do we got here? We got segmentation fault for user-friendly expression. Okay. I'm assuming it's null. Or it's 40 for some reason. Why would it be 40? Whoa, 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 whoa. Is HB item false? Or null? Okay. Interesting. Was not expecting that. Okay, so we're in render watch expression, inside of render watch expression. So we are handling a child. Okay. And so I'm assuming that if we go up a level, we go P child is null. Okay, so get expression child returned null for some reason. So what is child I? We are at 0. And PHP item. Children is null. Okay, so children being null means that we have not run varlist children. I'm assuming. No, we have run varlist children. It's right here. Okay. So interesting. So let's go check out well, let's do a break and parse a generated break generated routine parse var list children. All right, load this guy, start, and what do we want? We want some int array. All right, so here we hit a breakpoint. Next. Watched expression child. Oh, we never push it onto the parent. Is that what's going on? I bet you that's what's going on. Spec. Okay, so in this case, right here, we need to push it on the parent. L push child parent children. All right, is that the proper way to do that? Because I always forget the way that my lists work because I change them every couple of months just to keep myself on my toes. Item, then list. Okay. Which I'm actually thinking about changing the way they work again. Because I don't really know how to do it the right way. Okay, so let's run and load, start some int array, and we crash. No, we hit a breakpoint, so let's continue, then we crash. Is HB item still null? It is still null. Okay. Is it because let me go up. So it has children now. So we were looking for P P child I. So we're at 1. And P HB item okay. Cache value string, that's great. Okay, so we go to children. So we never said ID, apparently. Because if we go to L next, its ID is still 0. Okay, so list children here, child I. Yeah, okay. Just more stuff I forgot to do. Child ID equals I. There we go. Okay, so load, start, some int array. We hit a breakpoint, continue, and we do not crash. Oh my gosh. We so did not crash. Oh my gosh, look! We have elements of the array, and I bet you if we go down to here, okay, it's still garbage, but if we go to here, we crash. Okay, so why do we crash? Sig abort. We failed. Alright. Spec 564. I was really excited. I thought it was going to work, but it didn't. So we go to 564. And why did we not hit we? All right, so we go up. List. So p stir stir. Or stir char, I should say. So it's not null. So yeah, hb.0. And so we handled this case. Oh, god damn it. Oh, ouch. This is really complicated because there's no master list of expressions. Okay, so the reason why it failed is because it's trying to do a search for the expression, but the problem is that it's searching just the root items, but in actuality, it needs to search recursively through all of the items. So what we are going to do is we are going to make a helper function to do that for us. And we're going to call it internal search for sub expression. All right, and we are going to do WE equals my context internal search for sub-expression and then what, temp name? Yeah, temp name. And if we, then we break. All right, and so this is going to do internal search for sub-expressions is going to do a, we're going to do some recursion. So L for each. Oh, we need to pass it a parent expression. Okay, so L for each. Okay, we want to do if e dot or children, handle it this way, else it's a leaf, and we will do if return, so if, what do we want to do? If what was my original logic here? There you go. So if stir comp y is it okay, right. I do think that we have currently the proper amount of curly braces. All right. Gotta love 4Coder for letting us know about stuff like that. There's a couple things more I would like to do with it. But I need to do a 4Coder customization stream, which who's got time for that? Because I'm busy working on humbug stuff. So, I don't know. Okay, so if stir comp, temp name, GDB name, that's what we're going to call it. Actually, we are just going to do well, whatever. Okay. So if for this, then we're going to return E. L for each. Auto ret equals internal search for sub-expression. You know, this doesn't even need to be a thing. This could just be like void or watched expression star. Yeah. And then watched expression E char star GDB name. Okay, so L for each, E children, autoret, I GDB name, if ret, return ret. Return E, return false, return null, I should say. Okay, there is our search, and we gotta throw this at the top. Of the right source file. Whatever, we're gonna put it here. Right, okay. Thank you, Miblo. You got it before I did. Alright, so we compiled. Let's run. Load binary, start. What do we want to do? Some int array. Holy crap. We crashed so hard. Oh, no, we did not crash. We had a breakpoint. Really hard. Alright, so it's null, which is strange. Yeah, that is not correct. All right, let me rerun because I think I did something a little bit differently. I mean, it's still a problem that has that behavior, but I just want to make sure that we aren't hitting a different problem. So we go to start. I ran to here, right? That's what I did last time, or somewhere, and then I did like some int array. Yeah, okay. So there's a different problem. There's a new problem now that I need to look at. So we run to here. We're still got junk Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is what I was excited about last time. This is what I thought would happen. All right, so it is now getting the proper elements out of the array, and if we run to here, it updated. It updated. See? Boom. All right. Um, I'm sure we still have some bugs. And I will check them out here in a minute, but I do need to take a little bit of a break. So I will put on the yeah. Bibble was like, "Holy shit, it's working." That's what I'm like. That's like what I'm like too. So all right, I will be back in a few minutes. I gotta use the restroom and refill my soda, and water, get some ice, all that stuff. So see you guys in a few minutes. Do you like my new BRB screen, Miblo? I was thinking about you when I made it. I've also got. I don't know if you got the audio on the last bit, but I also got the goodbye one too. All right. Okay, so what are we at? So we had a bug. We had a bug where it wasn't catching it. It wasn't retrying it. So we still have some stuff we need to fix. It was a silent goodbye. Yeah, so my audio is like tied to the programming thing. So I don't know, whatever. And you're also getting like a 2-second delay. Like from programming. Does that piss you guys off? Like that, this is like is 2 seconds in the future from when I'm saying stuff. I don't know. Whatever. Like shake, shake, shake. But whatever. A 2 second delay. You don't care about 2 second delay. Awesome. I was like depressed earlier about it. I was like, maybe people don't enjoy the stream as much because like there's a delay, and it's like, not just Twitch delay, but like, like inconsistency within one stream. But if you don't care, if Mibla doesn't care, then I don't care. That's pretty much, yeah. Okay, so we had a bug where, like, okay, so let's try to restart. So if we restart, we're at crazy garbage variables now. So the watches survive across restarts. Okay, so that is what we want. Continue. So all right. What was the bug I was running into earlier? Let me restart so I'm at a fresh state. All right, so we load. I think what I did is I did start, and then I did some int array. No, because that works. Okay. I'm just gonna set. Well, it doesn't matter if I set a breakpoint because. Or continue. Next. All right. Okay, so like, what happens if I like switch threads? All right, totally crashed. There. Okay, before I look into that, I want to see if I'm also crashing. if I do like some int array and then I do a step. Yeah, so I'm crashing there as well. Okay, so it has trouble when the thing goes out of scope. That is fine, that's expected. Let's so there's that problem. So this is that. And so if we rerun, then if we do some int array, or well, let's do that, and then we do some int array. Oh, wrong box. All right, so there's our some int array, and then if we jump to another thread, we crash. And is this the same? Is this of the same nature as the other crash? Change list HB1. Change list HB1. Okay, yes. So let's figure out what the crap is happening. So we're hitting an assertion in 556. So where is that? There's our assertion. Dude, it's totally valid. What? So we're at 556. PR1 is -1, so it indicates a failure. So ID should be garbage. P name buffer. Why is that the case? I've run into this before, and I don't understand why that is happening that way. Is it because it doesn't understand the source file? If I do info locals, it has temp name, but it does not have name buffer. Alright, so let's go look at the generated C version of the file. And that is in build. With spec, yeah. And so what we're looking for name buffer. Okay, so here it is. And Um, 556. There we are. So this is very much a subscope. So name buffer should be visible within that scope. So I'm not sure why that happens. I think it's a GDB bug. If anything. But anyway, we'll see. So, anyway, I think I see what the problem is, even without looking at it. I think that yeah. What is value? Okay, and name buffer. Yeah. Okay. So this is garbage. And this actually needs to be temp name. So let's do that. And let's rerun. I bet you that was the problem. So if we do load binary, start some int array, and then we're here, but let's jump to another thread. Yes. Actually, that was not what I was expecting. Well, okay, so if you notice, this value changed, but it didn't affect the children. So, so what I need to do is, what do I need to do? So, okay, so if we do var update here, oh man, I'm gonna sneeze. I hate being sick. I don't think I'm gonna sneeze. I'm like on the edge of sneezing. I'm gonna take a break. I'll be back in a minute. I do believe that the situation is under control. Okay. What were we doing? We got bugs, right? We need to figure out what it looks like when we leave the frame, the thread. So, okay. So we're here now. And let's go ahead and switch to thread. We'll just switch to... Actually, it doesn't even really matter what thread we're in. We just need to switch to another scope. So we'll switch to there. And so what? That does thread select in scope. Okay, so what does that mean now? So if we do... If we go back to this scope, it doesn't list the children again because it already has it. So that's fine. And that's to be expected. But the question is, do we have to re-listen to the children in order to get the things? So that's... Okay, so apparently we don't. Alright, so that's a little bit worrying. Let's... Okay, so we need to make sure that we test this where we shadow the variable. Or rather, we need to set up a sum_int array in another thread. And make sure, and set it to different values, and make sure that we're updating when we switch frames. Also, at this point, I would like to test complex type and see if that works. And it doesn't. We fail. Okay, so we've got that issue we need to look at. So let's go at what is the problem here? List children, num child, thread ID. What is it trying to eat? It's trying to eat... It's trying to get the type. So type is optional, it seems. Okay. Okay, so what was the thing that I was going to have to test? Scopes, or shadowing, same variable name in a different scope. Need to make sure I write that down for testing. So to do, I'm going to put that at the top here. To do test same var name different scope. All right, so Let's handle this, the parsing error. Let's just handle this parsing error for now. Okay, so we go here, and here's varless children, and so we've got this now. So this is wait a minute, this is the same thing we had before. Oh, I never fixed it. This is a problem that I never addressed. Okay, same. This is an old bug. All right, so okay, so to handle this, we have to do how do we want to do this? Okay, so I think what we want to do is we want to do a literal child. Okay, so yeah. In order to handle optional types with this parser, you have to put them in a loop. So, you know, I could probably just come up with a new type of thing that's like optional. And if it doesn't hit it, then it just skips the next one. That'd probably really simplify things. Do I want to do... No, I don't want to do that. We already have a thing that works. Let's... This is why it takes me so long to do everything. Because I overthink everything. So what would an optional thing look like? We would just put like optional... expect type maybe something like that. And so what would that do? That would basically say, hey, grab the distinguishing character from here. So it's basically setting up a branch between here and the next thing. I don't want to go into that right now. I've got too much stuff, too many things. Too many things. expect the name, and if we hit a name, actually this is going to go here, and if we hit a name, then we do all this stuff. Where did my... Okay, so all of this stuff is also stuff that goes up here. So we're starting a child, so we got to figure out, we got to go get the pointer to the child, and then, yeah. And now we're handling all the things in it. Okay. So, if it's a name, then we handle the name. If it's okay, so we're going to handle commas at the end after the loop. So expect that, and expect numchild, and if it's that, then we'll handle that case here. All right, then we do literal. All right, then we do that. Hey, I want to do a straw poll or whatever. Or not a straw poll, but like just a poll in the chat. Like, yes or no, should I turn on the YouTube channel thing for Twitch videos, Twitch archive videos? Just kind of want to like gauge like who actually cares about that. All right, so thread ID, we don't care about thread ID. Okay, so at the end of the loop, we need to do another branches, mandatory, and do thanks, Midlow. Okay, so So we got another branch is mandatory, and we're going to expect a comma here. And if we get that, then we're going to ignore it. If we get the closed curlies, then we are going to break loop. Okay. Yeah, and we don't need to do anything for the finish because we're doing it all here at the top. Okay, so what do we got here? We got this loop here. Actually, let's just handle it. Oh, no. That is correct. So we're looping, and then we've got one set of decisions that we're making here, and then we're making a second set of decisions here, and then we're going to keep going through the loop until we break. Okay. There we go. And this is a compile. That does compile. Do we run? So I believe the thing that we were testing was complex type. Okay, so start. So we do CT, complex type. Okay, segmentation fault. I believe that is a different problem. Yes, that is a different problem. Okay, so it looks like we have one vote for yes, and the 4 other people who are watching did not vote yes. So that's like 4 against. I'm just kidding. I'm just going to turn it on. All right, so I guess I'll have to figure out where that is in Twitch. And see if it works for old videos as well. Democracy in action. In inaction. Yeah. Okay. Let's do... You have to click export for each one. Okay. So we're in render watch expression and user-friendly expression. Okay, so PHP item. So it's a null pointer. So that's the problem. Is that we're hitting it all. We're hitting it all. So P. What's our stack look like? So we're 3 levels deep in render watch expression. And HB item is null. And PHB item children. So when we go multiple levels down, we're not filling in the children. Okay, so that sort of makes sense. Because I don't think we made sure that was implemented. Child I is 0. P child HB item child count is 4. That does not make any sense. No. It does, because we're it does make sense because so if we go in here and we did P child count, it should be 1. Yes, that is correct. Okay, so the problem is that we are not setting children right here. So, and did we ever get... And so also another problem is that we are never listing the children for HB1 public. Okay, so we gotta do that. Humbug GUI. No, yeah. List children. What is this stuff? Internal var create. Yeah, okay, this is old stuff. Okay, so we need to go in here and do something like this. No. Void handle, yeah, internal handle No. It needs to be hooked up with all this stuff. So internal var list children. Okay. So what does this need? Range start, range end. Okay, so yeah, I do believe that all of this will go here now. And we will do internal var list children. And then here we will do L for each child expression. We children. We shall recurse all of the things. All right, so internal var list children needs all the hookups. Yeah, mf void oh my gosh. There we go. Is it? I believe that's it. Okay, so, and then we gotta go here and hook that up. Hooking it up. Boom. There we go. Yep. All right, so let's see if that works. So if we do load, start, CT. Oh no. We're in an infinite loop. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Look at our stack. Okay. Yes. Fixed. All right. Start CT. Seg fault. Okay, so what's the deal? HB item is null. Okay, BT. Okay, so it's the same. It appears to be the same sort of issue as before. P child. P HB item. Children is null. All right. Well. Okay, so I think what we want to do is maybe set a breakpoint in internal var create and see what it's doing. Maybe. I'm not sure why that wouldn't work. Just trying to think. Like var list children updates children. Right? So like yeah, so we pass it the parent. And then yeah, so I don't know why that's not working. So we're going to set a breakpoint in internal var create. Humbug GUI internal no humbug internal var create continue run local binary start CT. Okay. F list. We're in. So my context. My glass is sweating all over my desk. I need to get a coaster. Okay. Parse var create. So let's step into that. Why didn't it step into that? Whatever. Next. Parse done. Okay. So we just did complex type. Next. For our list children. And it should grab the children. So if we did Pee-wee, children, we get children. Awesome. So that is what we wanted. Next. Or step. Okay. Okay, fin. Next. Oh. Okay, I know what's going on. Yep. Okay, so we can't quite do this the way I was expecting. Okay, so the problem is that for these, yeah. So let's I know I'm not making sense, but trust me, it'll make sense here in a second. So we have to handle this in two different ways. So in one way, we handle it this way. And here, what we need to do is assume that we already took care of the parent, and then we only take care of the children. And in this case, we take, instead of we ID, we have to do we expression text. Because of the way our data is structured. So I do believe that this will work now. Oh yeah, and we have to do %s here, and we have to do %s here. Use of undeclared identifier range start. Yes, that is correct. That's not that, but it is here. All right, so if we run and if we go to let's do CT, and we still crash. Oh no, we hit a breakpoint. Clear, const, and then we crash. We are 3 levels deep. We do PHP item. We are still null. All right, so if we go up 1 and we go to HB item children, we are null as well. Okay, so oh, we totally did not do the right thing here. Oh, god damn it. Child. Not. It's like the second time I made that mistake. Okay, here goes nothing. Oh my gosh, look at it. Well, okay, so it did not crash. It not only did it not crash, it printed out one of of its members, which is strange. What is going on? I have no idea. I totally expected it to like put public right there. Yeah. So we're only getting one of our values when we were expecting to get 4. Starting to get a little bit of a headache, so I'm gonna take another break. I'll be back here in a few minutes, hopefully. Just need to like not stare at the monitor for a second. So I'll be back here in a few minutes. All right, guys. I hate to do this, but I think I'm gonna call it quits for a little bit. Probably, I do want to finish the watch window tonight. I feel like I'm really close to getting finished with it. So I do need to take a few hours off, I think. So, but I will be back in a little bit to finish this up. We've almost got a watch window. We've got to handle this case, and we are almost to handling the complex type case, where, and by complex type I mean like just a struct. And if we handle a struct and an array, we should be able to handle everything. And we also have to test changing scopes and see how that affects the variables. And I also have a backlog of issues on Trello that need to be addressed, but those should be pretty quick. So anyway, I'm hoping to get those all done so I can do a blog post, the very first blog post as a Handmade Network official project, and I can record my progress, and I can officially say that I have a watch window. Hopefully, crossing my fingers. So, and I need to I'll look into getting those videos done, uploaded. I'm actually going to put that on Trello to remind me. Figure out Twitch video, Twitch to YouTube stuff. Okay, I'm going to put that in here to remind me to do that. Oh, also my note here. Where's my notes? Yeah, test variable, name, different scope. Okay, so I will put that here as well. Watch window. Okay. Add. Alright. So I've got that there now. So, and let's see here. Thanks for saying that Midlow. I'm glad somebody thinks I made a lot of progress. I mean, I've been on the verge of having a watch window for since last week. So, and there's also a bunch of other stuff that I want to do as well. I want to do tab completion, and I want to be able to pin watches to threads and stack frames and stuff like that. So there's definitely more work to be done, but I feel like once I handle structs and get the bugs fixed, we have the bare minimum of what I can call a watch window. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you all later.